What's driving these latest protests?
Well, the death of Mahsa Amini really hit a chord with particularly the youthful population of Iran. The morality police that detained Mahsa Amini, they are very much disliked within the country. In fact, a 2020 survey said that 72% opposed the compulsory hijab sort of mandate for which Mahsa Amini was detained by the police. And then, of course, her family alleges that the police beat her, and that caused her ultimate death after several days in a coma. Generally, there has been this backlash, though, by this younger population that sees themselves tied to the internet, tied to a potentially more modern view, both towards Islam as well as towards the state, and that's seeming to really hit a chord with a lot of these protesters on the street.
Simone, I mean, we've had previous protests as well in previous years, and they've all resulted in the same playbook, and that's harsh crackdowns. I mean, is there any reason to believe that it could be different this time?
You know, it's really hard to say. For one, these protests don't yet appear to be as large as the kind of demonstrations that we saw the Green Movement in 2009, really middle-class protests that were very anti-regime, and that's sort of the going standard for the largest protests. That said, these demonstrations have managed to unite broad swaths of the economic strata, so both very poor people as well as very rich people, progressives as well as conservatives. We saw there were several stories come out recently about conservative women saying, you know, everybody should be able to choose whether or not they wear a hijab. That, I think, is the difference with this protest and the last. Also, we have a very young population in Iran. It does seem to be Gen Z really leading these protests in a way that they haven't before.